Well, welcome everybody to this week's science activity. If you haven't watched the video about notebooking, I suggest you go back and do that because I'm going to be talking about some of the things that we learned in the notebooking video. One of the things we did was take a piece of that piece of paper that had the science and engineering practices on it, and we talked about asking questions, and you did that based on observations that you were making. This is a place where you can take some notes in your notebook because I'm teaching you some things about the science and engineering practices. When we ask questions, we can actually ask two types of questions. One of those is a researchable question, and the other type of question is a testable question. A researchable question is a question that we can look up the answer to. So we can look in books, we can look on the internet, we can talk to experts in the field, and we can find out answers that way. But there are times when we actually run tests to find out the answers to the questions that we're asking. So anytime we are observing, we always want to be asking questions. And this week I'm going to talk to you about a second science and engineering practice, and that's called modeling. When we make a model of something, we can do what's called a mental model. We can just think about it, and we think about what it might look like. We kind of picture it in our mind, but that's only so helpful. Another step to a model is to actually draw a picture of it. So in your notebooks, you can draw a picture of something to help represent whatever it is you're observing. And then finally, we can build a model out of parts and pieces that represents whatever it is we are observing. So let me show you something and have you observe this particular object, and then we're going to talk more about modeling. So here's the object. You can see that I've got a tube. It's closed at both ends, and there's ropes hanging out of the tube. This rope is hanging right here. Well, you know what's really cool is this rope is connected to this rope. There you go. That's one continuous rope right through there. Well, that's kind of pretty easy to figure out, right? The rope just goes like that. But would it surprise you to find out that this rope and this rope are actually connected as well? So when I pull on the bottom rope, the top one comes in. When I pull on the top rope, the bottom one comes up. Okay, that's getting to be a little bit weird because now we know that this rope and this rope are connected. Well, would you be even more surprised to find out that the top rope is connected to the top rope? What in the world is all about that? Well, we know that it goes this direction, but what about the other way? Is this rope connected to this one down here? Well, sure enough it is. It goes diagonal that way too. But you know what else? Look at that. It actually is connected on the side, on this side, and it's also connected on this side. Oh, that's crazy. So something is going on inside this tube. When I shake it, I don't hear anything. That's another way that we can observe something. And now we got to figure out what's going on. So we're confused, hopefully. So maybe we can build a mental model. But again, remember that mental model doesn't help us very much. Let's start to draw diagrams in our notebooks about what's going on. How might those ropes be connected inside that tube? Then I want to talk to you in a minute about the next step after that. But before I do that, I want to show you a different one. This is another tube, and it works the same way as the other one. The bottom rope's connected to the bottom rope. The diagonal ropes, whoa, the side ropes are connected to each other like this. The diagonal ropes are connected to each other like that. Top rope's connected to the top rope. Okay, and this diagonal works too. But observe what happens when I do this. Oh my gosh, there is something in there. This one had nothing in it. This one has something in it. What's really cool about these particular rope tubes is that they act the same way, but they may be different inside. And also what's cool about this is that there's not one right answer. There's more than one answer to what you're looking at with these rope tubes. So again, you can think about a mental model. You can draw a picture of what you think might be going on inside there. And then finally, you can build your own. So you maybe don't have a big plastic tube like this or a container like this one right here, but there's other materials that you can use. Maybe you've got a paper towel roll that's empty, a toilet paper roll that's empty. You could even use a cup. That would work, because this is kind of easy because I can see inside of it and I can manipulate it. I just take a pencil, and I know I need 2 holes on each side. So there's one hole, there's another hole, go to the other side, and there's another hole, and there's another hole. And now I need something that's kind of like the rope. So how about string? And maybe I need something else attached to the string. Maybe there's something I can do with the string itself. So your challenge for this activity is to begin to model what's going on in those rope tubes. I'd like to see diagrams. And then when we talk together in Zoom in a little while, I would like to see the models that you actually build. All right? Have fun with that, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.